what makes a good link? And then in terms of good links and quality, does it matter how many links? Are there certain links you can get where you can only need a few instead of having to get a whole bunch just to help rank? How do you go about that process?
So I think you want a mix of quantity and quality. You hear some people go on either side of that argument. They either go all quantity or all quality, but I think you really need a mix. I don't know too much about like a small number of higher quality links or something like that. Again, there's just so many variables that it's hard to draw too many like hard conclusions around all of that. And I always there's a principle or like a saying that I always say to my team at We Outreach, which is to focus on like the exceptional execution of simple strategies, because SEO is not complex, and if you try and overcomplicate it, you're just making yourself less effective, because the overcomplications don't lead to anything, because any kind of theory you might come up with is just like unfalsifiable, and it makes your processes less effective. So that's generally the lens through which I look at link building. And in terms of what is a good link, that's something that frustrates me about the link building industry in general, is that nobody ever defines it. Everyone just says, oh, you need high quality links, but nobody defines what is a high quality link or what's not. And it's all based on opinions, basically. And some people define it very narrowly. They'll say oh, anything above Dior, whatever, that's the type of links that I want, or whatever way people define these things. So the way we have a very specific way of defining link quality. So we're looking at 6 or 7 different factors, and they're pretty much, again, it's nothing super sophisticated, looking at Dior and traffic, and also looking at the outbound link profile of the website to make sure it's not linking to too many shitty places, basically. And then looking at the traffic trends, if it's going up or if it's had a sudden drop, something like that. And the countries where it's getting that traffic, is it mostly US, UK traffic, or is it India and Pakistan and stuff like that? And then whether the site is super broad or kind of more narrow and focused. And basically we just put together a spreadsheet tool, and to make it looking at all of these factors as objective as possible. And so you can go into the spreadsheet tool and just put in all these things, the order traffic, we have a way of assessing the quality of the outbound links and so on. And then the tool kind of weights the factors with different levels of importance. And then at the end comes out with either a pass or a fail grade for the link based on how all these factors weight against each other. And so that's how we do it. And I think the tool, it does 2 things well. One is that it kind of works with the fact that a link can be good for different reasons. You can have a link that has high Dior and high traffic, and those are compelling reasons to have that link. On the other hand, maybe the relevance is not the best. It's okay, but it's not the best. But you would still build the link because its redeeming features outweigh its sort of negative features, if that makes sense. And on the other hand, you could also have a link that from a site that's hyper relevant. And that's the good thing about it. But on the other hand, the Dior and traffic is kind of low. And so, but that's still a link that's worth building just for different reasons. And it was for someone like me or yourself who has done this a lot, we can sit down and look at a site and very quickly know whether we want to build that link or not, just because we do these mental calculations of all these different factors just from looking at the site. But it's hard across our team that's around 20 people now to have, because they all need to have the same opinion of a website across all these people so that we're consistent in our output. And that's where the tool is kind of valuable. It puts everyone on the same page. And rather than making decisions about each individual website or link, we make decisions about how to change the tool so that it gets the output that we want. So that's how I think about quality